Well, hello. It's acrylic art journal time. Welcome to my channel. Now this is dioxazine purple, which is really dark, and phthalo blue, which is also very dark. And we're just going to put some of this all over. So if you are new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. This is my small acrylic journal, and I did put some gesso on it. Now, if the blue and the purple just mix into one color, I don't care. Or if the two show up kind of, independently, that's fine too. So I'm using a big old flat brush, and I do keep my acrylic brushes separate from my watercolor brushes. So I almost have enough. I don't really want to squirt more out, but if I need to, I certainly will. Now I want to kind of bring this out. I think I can get rid of these now. I was just having those for this first bit. And again, it's not so much that I am worried about different colors getting underneath my journal. It's that I don't want the pages to glue together. All right, now I just would like, and I may have to put some more out, to just bring this out. Yeah, I'll get some more. So how are you? I hope you've been working in your art journals or some other relaxing art that you enjoy. Let me know in the comments what you've been up to. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this in. And I think I'm going to grab the blue. And I'm just going to put a little bit more out here. And I just want to clean up that edge a little bit. So, for those of you who are new, a while back, quite a few videos ago, I found, well, I didn't find it, came up on my feed. I don't remember if it was my Facebook feed or if it was from YouTube, but it was an advertisement for an art class. Now, she didn't say it was acrylics, but I only watched the ad at the time. Now, I've looked at her a little bit more since then, and I've talked about that. But her name is Yvette, and I think it's Yvette Saint-Amand, something like that. Anyway, she has a class out, very reasonably priced, and she's going to teach you how to use an art journal to do your work so that you're not feeling so intimidated by a great big blank canvas or a great big blank page. Not a bad idea. Since then, other ads have come up, and maybe because I did watch the whole ad, that might have triggered someone's algorithm that here's someone that likes art classes, and I do. I've had several come up now, and maybe you have too. Let me know in the comments. Are you getting advertisements for like art classes or other types of art things? So I've got this bluish purplish color, and I've got a lot going on, and let me show you. I've got quinacridone magenta. I've got medium magenta. I've got, it's ACRA, Acra Violet or Acra Magenta. Then I've got some pink. So those are all in the pink family. I've got the dioxazine purple that you saw. Then I grabbed this vivid lime green, and this is a phthalo green. This is that phthalo blue that we already saw. And then I got this color, which is ultramarine blue. So why so many colors? I'm the one that's saying, you know, try to limit your palette, blah, blah, blah. Well, one of the other classes, and I haven't studied this, but just when I was, it's just rolling by as, you know, you're scrolling by. This is my palette. She had every color under the sun. And I thought, well, all right then. I can do every color under the sun, right? So now I've got this. I can tell that it's still wet, and I would rather not go ahead and use the dryer. I'm not crazy about heat setting or heat drying acrylics, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to, but we're going to talk. I'm not cutting it out. So get ready. I'm going to get loud. So I thought, well, maybe this is kind of a new trend. What I did see zoom by in maybe 90 seconds was beautiful. Very, very abstract, but beautiful. Lots of florals, but not all florals. Some of it was very geometric, and both the artists, and the other artist, her name is Suzanne. I don't remember her last name. And I'm not, I'm not trying to advertise these people. I'm not saying they're good or bad. I did look into the Yvette one. But again, that was after I had already started this journal, and what I did was kind of challenge myself, is could I do art like her without taking the class, kind of a thing, just based on her commercial. And at that point, that's all I had watched. And all I did since then is I clicked on it, and there's just another video with some more advertising similar to the first one. So, I did look up her name, and she does have a YouTube channel, but all of the videos, I didn't look at any of the videos. They seem very short. I don't know if they're advertising other classes. I don't know. I just really don't know. Oh, and by the way, I did grab black and white. So I thought, you know what? I'm grabbing a bunch of colors I like. Oh, I didn't tell you about this one, I don't think. Yellow. I'm just grabbing some of my favorite colors, and I'm just going to do my thing. What do you think of that? I hope you think it's good. So I'm going to start, and what I was thinking, just as I'm sitting here, was maybe doing some kind of doodly floral sort of a thing, and then just kind of see where it takes us. I'm just going to kind of let the brush guide me along. I'm going to start with this quinacridone magenta. Now, I don't know if this is light enough to show. Now, it is transparent, so it may not be, but I'm just going to put a little here. And I pick paper plates that have a white so that when I am color mixing, I can see better what it is. So we've got that. I can give it a start, and then if I don't find it's working for me, I can pick another one. I'm just looking at my brushes, and I try to pick out brushes I think I'm going to need, and then it turns out I wish I had another one. All right, I'm going to dip this in the water just so that I'm not picking up pure paint and the brush just absorbs it all. This way the brush already has water in it, and hopefully it'll let more of the paint go on the paper. So just kind of, I don't know. Oh yeah, that's very transparent. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and make the flower. I mean, it said it was transparent, so, that's the way that is. I don't even know if you can see this. I hope so. But if you can't, you will in a moment, because I'm going to go ahead and mix it up with some titanium white. And titanium white is very opaque. See the color there? Yeah. It's nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's get this. All right, so I've got the basic shape. And I'm just going to take that same little blob and grab my white and put some of that in there and put the flower back. Here we go. So maybe 2 parts magenta, 1 part white, I would say. And let's give that a mix up and see what we get. Now, it won't completely lose its transparency because I'm not using pure white, but I think it will sort of make it more opaque than it was. So let's give this a go and see if this is going to help. Yeah. Big difference, huh? And I'm just letting the square part of this brush do the work. I'm just swirling it around in a circle. You can see me do that. And so far, I like these colors with each other. What are you working on? Have you started Christmas stuff already? Maybe some of you are into making Christmas cards. I'm going to make Christmas cards this year, but I haven't started them yet. I don't really feel pressure. I don't feel like I'm getting behind on that because I don't make that many. Does anyone send cards out like back in the day? I mean, my parents sent literally hundreds. And I don't know of anybody that gets that many cards anymore. All right, I'm going to stick one up here. And even if it falls right off the page, that's fine. And I'm just putting in 5 petals. This one may not have 5 petals just because one might be falling off the edge. I'm not sure. Just kind of see how it goes here. All right. And then another one over here. So there's YouTube news that I'm very excited to share with you. For those that are new, and when I look at my analytics, there are more new people than subscribed people that tend to watch my channel, which is great. I had been tossing around the idea, because we do have a very nice core group that join me. Unless you comment, I really don't know who's exactly watching. I just can see, you know, like a total of members versus new people. I can see what percentage come from YouTube suggestions, stuff like that. Well, anyway, the reason why I'm bringing it up is I had talked about maybe starting a Facebook group for those of us that are, you know, together and that I see you guys making comments and stuff where we could just share more ideas and share what's going on. Maybe a good art supply deal, or maybe you just want to share some great find from a garage sale. I mean, just whatever. I'm very interested. No kidding. And but I was hesitant because we're about YouTube, you know, and Facebook's about Facebook. And to ask people to leave YouTube and go to another site, people get distracted. Will I see you again? Or you know, I don't know. I'm not really worried about YouTube versus YouTube. I'm not really worried about anything like that. But you know what I mean. It just, to keep people here and to keep people interested in being here, I just think it would be smarter as a YouTube creator to have people staying here on YouTube. Well, that falls under community tab, and I wasn't going to be eligible until now for that till I hit monetization. Well, no, they're opening it up to me. I mean, and a lot of other people, a lot of newer channels, and my channel is just about 6 months old, so I'm pretty new. So I'm really excited. Now, it hasn't come as of me making this video, which today is October 17, 2022, and it's the early afternoon. I don't have it yet. The last time I looked, it could be any time today. I don't know. We're just going to have to see. Okay, I like this. Oh, I hope you've been able to see. I hope I wasn't off the screen completely. So now what? Well, let's see. How about aquamarine? Aquamarine makes a really pretty blue, whether you're using it full strength or if you add some white. And I think it can make a real pretty blue shade for a flower. So I'm going to put a little of the aquamarine there. And I am going to add some white because I want it to be a lighter blue shade. So I'm going to add the white. And then let's see what this gives us. Mix this up. See, isn't that a pretty blue? It's so pretty. I like aquamarine. I like it in watercolor. I like it in acrylics. I like papers that say they're aquamarine. I mean, if it says the word aquamarine, it would surprise me if I didn't like it. Fabric. Does everyone use the exact same pigment formula when they say aquamarine? I honestly don't know. I doubt it. But I bet it's pretty close. Because as I say, I tend to like anything that says it's aquamarine. All right, so I want kind of a different sort of a flower. So, but I'm thinking florals. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start by making not necessarily a rose, but more of the C shapes that I do, like this, just like that. And then we'll give it another layer, but just putting these over here. Yep, I like this. Did I tell you that I put gesso on the bottom of this, on the, on the paper? I think I did. I just like the feel of working with acrylics when they are under the, when they've got gesso under them. The brushes just move so much silkier, and I just like it. All right, I think I'm going to just go ahead and turn this right around. And do some over here. It may be the optical illusion of the dark versus the light, but it feels like I've got just a little more room to create these flowers on this side. Again, I could be mistaken. We've had rain on and off a lot today. Rained all night last night. The rain was supposed to turn to snow, or they thought. I don't think it ever got cold enough, but I don't know for sure. If there was any snow during the night, there was sure no evidence of it at 7 o'clock this morning. So I don't think so, but I don't know. And as I've always said, I'm not a meteorologist, so. But this much I know. You really have to have usually freezing to have snow. And I don't think it got below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Zero would be 0 Celsius. I don't think it got that cold. Again, I'm not sure, but I don't think so. So I made this one where it's not facing completely flat open, but more at an angle. And I thought I would make this one also just more at an angle. Okay, I'm going to bring it back around. And I think I'm going to add a couple of buds of this. Just simple. Maybe one right here. And then I'm going to add some buds on this side. Over here, maybe. Okay, I like that. Real good. Okay, so we've got the big magenta flowers. And we've got the blue, whatever these little flowers are, fantasy flowers. Always safe to call them that, isn't it? I'm going to switch it up to a round brush. And I've got more white. I don't know if you can see, but I've got more white over here. So I think if I can, yeah, all that has been pretty homogenized. I don't think I have enough. I'm going to add some more white. Right there. And let's mix this up. These pigments in these Liquitex are very strong. So, is it a lighter color, do you think? I'm seeing a lot of reflection. I'm gonna trust that it's lighter. All right, and I'm just gonna put some smaller, yeah, it's lighter, some smaller C shapes. And maybe just one over there. I'm just picking up a little bit more. Some over here. So, winter colds seem to have already come to my poor family. I'm fine, but my grandson, he's 1 year old, and his parents have all been fighting colds. So, it seems like they're starting. Now, I'm in Western Michigan, and so we're not like as cold as more in the upper part of the lower peninsula, like maybe Traverse City. We're not as cold or as wintry as there. But I think once it seems like you're closing the windows, you've got the furnace on, the kids are going outside less, it just feels like colds tend to come just a little bit faster, don't they? It feels like that to me. So I'm just putting the lighter on the outside of these C shapes. Whatever part of the petal is more towards the outside of the flower. I went quiet. I'm sorry. All right, we're getting there. I'm liking this. Kind of a Wedgwood blue, huh? Or maybe, I don't know, like maybe Delft, but that's darker. It's not navy blue, but when I think of Delft, like, you know, the pottery, I think of that as a little bit darker. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking that real good. Rinse that off. So what about these pink flowers? I want to jazz them up a little bit. So let's think about this. Maybe I'm going to take, now this pink is really quite transparent. And this is what I would call definitely a neon kind of a color. So it is going to be transparent. I don't care what brand you buy. That one is a De La Rowney. I'm going to add again white. I'm on a white kick, huh? But it'll help so that it's not so transparent that we're just seeing straight through it like when we first started. And let's pick a round brush again. I like that brush I was just using. I think it's this one. And let's mix this up. And maybe I'm just going to make like, oh, something around this edge. Let's see. Kind of outlining, but not really. Maybe defining. And I'm really letting the brush just kind of lead. I don't feel like I'm steering the brush as much as I could. But I'm liking this. Yeah. And then we'll get this one. Acrylics are fun if you've never tried them. And they don't have to be tubes and they don't have to be Liquitex. I buy a lot of my acrylics just at places like Tuesday Morning, which is kind of an outlet. They have more craft items now than they used to have when I first found Tuesday Morning, and that was 20 years ago, more. They were just pretty much more household, but they do have some of what I would consider some of the better craft items and art items. I mean, to me, Liquitex paint that's professional quality. And I'm going to work on this one. And I've seen paints like that there. But, you know, if you're shopping at Michael's or Joann's or The Range or wherever you're getting your art supplies or your craft supplies, head right for the clearance bin. Maybe you're doing a lot of that type of shopping on the internet. That can be a very good way to go. Go to Blick, go to Cheap Joe's, click on their clearance, and sometimes they've got more than one clearance area. Sometimes they'll have something like clearance, and then maybe in another place they'll have something like Dollar Days or, you know, so just look, because if their quantities are more limited, you'll find that you've got to dig in just a little bit deeper to find maybe what you're looking for. All right, I'm liking this. I think some of this got a little thin on the paint, and then as it dries, that shows up even more. The rest of them look pretty good to me, though. Okay, now, how about some greenery? How about if we get started on some of that? And I am kind of jumping around so that it has a chance to dry. I do have 2 buckets of water here so that I double rinse my brushes. Is that something you have to do? I wouldn't say you have to do it, but I think it'll help. Now let's see what this one is. This one's opaque, it says, and yet it looks kind of fluorescent to me. you know, I'm going to start with darker. And that would be this one. And this is the phthalo green. I think that's what it is. So let's give that, see where you can see. Yeah, it's dark. Add just a little bit more. I tend to put more paint out than I need. And when I'm not doing a YouTube video, you'll find that I do, you know, scrape up the paint and put it in an art journal or something, but I just don't always have that luxury. By the time I wrap up a video, the paint is quite a bit dry. But I try, and I don't want to waste paint. All right, now, just be bold, Julie, just be bold. All right, I'm going to start way in this corner. Can you see that? Way in this corner. And I'm just bringing it up. It is dark, but that's okay. And I'm going to bring it up through here. And these are big flowers. They'd have a hardier stem to hold them up, right? So I'm going to widen this out a bit. And there we go. And maybe even another one coming off this way. Let's do it. And that could be coming this way. And maybe one of them crosses over this way. I didn't check for transparency on this one, did I? And the other one could be coming up this way, you know. It could be crossing underneath. We don't know. And I'm just going to bring that right off the page. Smooth this out a little bit. And maybe bring this one up over here. All right, I'm going to add just a tiny bit of water and see if I can smooth some of this out just a little bit. Okay. I don't even know if you can see it here. Some of it I can barely see. But we're going to lighten it up. Just getting the basic shapes in. What are you thinking about it so far? I hope that you consider hitting the like and subscribe if you like my channel content. It would mean a lot to me. All right, I'm going to add just a little more. This is very thick. Not bad. You know, that's not a bad thing, but wow. I want to be able to move it. And it's almost like it's gelatin. Okay, I'm going to add my first leaf way up here. And I'm going to do a heart-shaped leaf. And see if we can see it's so dry, and it wants to almost just dry brush. There we go. Okay. Water. So I've got a lot more paint here than I've got thin paint. All right. And maybe one right here. I don't know. This may be too transparent, but I don't care. Get that on there. Nice. This one can be going right off the page. So as soon as I get the community page turned on, I'm going to go ahead and stick a message out there. So when you hit the subscribe, if you hit the bell icon, and I know that some of you that are on different tablets, some of the phones, it just depends on how you're getting to YouTube. Sometimes all you have the opportunity to do is subscribe or not. But if you can see the bell icon and you tap it so that it looks like it's ringing, then you will get a notification not only when I put up a video, but when I put something on that community page. And then I would love for you to be a part of the community. We can have polls, like surveys, and we can just communicate with one another. And I think it'd be great. Now, when you have a YouTube, or I'm sorry, if you have a Facebook group, you can make it private or not. Do not consider any of this private. And, you know, as with anything, you don't put private information out there. You know, just don't. It is still the World Wide Web. So be careful. And I would never ask you personal information. There have been some of the YouTube channels that I follow, and they've had trouble with people cloning their, and where they just change the name, maybe just with one digit, and they steal the photograph and they pose to be the YouTube creator. So, you know, always be careful about that. And like I said, I would never ask you for personal information. I would never steer you away. I hope that's clear. I wouldn't steer you away from YouTube where I'm telling you to go to a different chat or something like that. No, 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 no. My email is out there. And if there's something that you want to tell me, you can always go to my email. It's on my About page. I didn't have a choice. It only would let you put it for, it says for business only, but you can email me. It's right out there. And I'm happy to hear from you, especially if there's a question. All right. Now, obviously we can't see those. So what do? What do I always do? Add some white. But I wanted to get some more of these out there. Add some white. Oh, look. We'll see if I can get that off. That's not the first time I've... Oh, well. Not the first time I've done something like that. Won't be the last. All right. Let's mix this up. It's a pretty green. It's like an emerald color. I just love it. It really, a lot of the phthalos, I don't know what makes a color phthalo. I'm sure it has something to do with the pigments that are added. And if you know, let me know in the comments. But it just seems like anything with the name phthalo, I like it. There's phthalo blue. There's phthalo green. I don't know of other phthalos. I'm sure there are. Let's see if I can make that into a point. Pretty good. I guess I should have put the stems in first. I can still, can you see? I can still do that. So thick. Ugh, so thick. When you're thinning down acrylics with water, you never want to go more than 25%. So that's 3 parts acrylic, 1 part water, because if you do, you break down the bonds of the binder, and the binder is really what holds the paint together, and it's what holds the paint to the paper or the whatever surface you're working on. So if you do that, you're risking the integrity of your hard work. So if you have gel medium, you can thin down with that, because gel medium or just medium, you can get medium, liquid medium, that you can thin down your paint without destroying the integrity, because that's like acrylic paint without any pigment. But it will also make it a little more transparent, where when you lighten up a shade with white, again, you're not changing the integrity of the paint, but you're definitely changing the color. So, you know, experiment. That's what you have to do. You have to experiment. Okay. Now, should I put the same here? I think so. My furnace is going, and I don't have it set that high. I think I have it at 68 or 69 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that equals in centigrade, but normally in Fahrenheit, people like 73, 74. But most of us, since going way back to when there was a natural gas shortage and the price of all kinds of fuels that we use for heating went way up, we all kind of got used to a little bit cooler temperatures in the house. And if you don't want your furnace running constantly day and night, especially here where I live. Now, we're not in that kind of temperature, but we will be come January, February usually. That's when we'll have multiple days in a row below freezing outside. And yeah, if you've got your furnace set at 75, it's going to run day and night. All right, I'm liking this. Using all crazy colors and all. I'm liking it. Okay. I think it could use some more leaves. It's thick again. There we go. That looks nice. Oh. Leave it alone, Julie. What do you think? Maybe another one over here? It can fall right off the page. You know, I don't mind that. Let me know in the comments what you think of the idea of a community page where we can communicate back and forth. Now, there's a YouTube, kind of a YouTube guru. His name was Nick Nimmons, and he was saying, now don't abuse it. Now, I don't think he meant like doing things that are against the terms and conditions, but I think he meant like bugging your YouTube people like crazy. He gave the example that, like, if you're new and you're putting out videos every day or every other day to get going, if there's a day you can't, then maybe go ahead and put something in there. But I don't know. I just think it could be nice to, you know, like announce things that are coming up on your channel that maybe, you know, someone who's not watching every video every day that you post one, but, you know, they might be something that they were just looking for. You don't know. Sometimes I consider YouTube is kind of like coupons. Now, I probably lost 3/4 of you with that thought, but hear me out. Think about it this way. Now, let's hold that thought, and I'm going to change gears. I want to do more with these, and I think I'm going to add some of that purple, but I think I'm going to add it dark here and light there. What do you think? I'm gonna give that a try. So I'm just gonna start out with a little of this purple. Okay, why is YouTube like coupons? Well, think about a coupon like this. Let's say there's a coupon for a manicure. Well, do you need a manicure today? Do you need a manicure tomorrow? Maybe not. So every week that manicure coupon comes out, when you finally need a manicure for whatever reason, that's when you start looking for that coupon. Do you see what I mean? I think that maybe someone who's not a card maker but has decided, you know, I'm going to go on YouTube and see if I can just make some cards. Well, that's when they're going to start looking. And if that just happens to be my topic, even though they're not someone who would normally watch my channel, and even though I'm not a channel that would normally have card making, it could help them. So, I mean, am I looking for more views? Of course I am. I would never try to deny that, but I am also, I want to be help. I want to make art accessible. I don't want everyone to have to take an expensive class to learn a technique. I don't want people to spend more money on products that maybe they don't need. Do you know what I mean? So if somebody is thinking, you know, I've got some birthdays coming up and I don't have 2 cents to buy cards and gifts, but maybe there's something on YouTube. Well, yeah, I mean, if it's showing up in the community, that could really help. I don't want to sound like I'm just being after all the views, you know. No. But that I am sincere. I want to be able to help people. And am I the end all of end all? No. Never claimed to be. Claim the opposite. But I try to at least show you what I know. Okay, so I did the dark purple over here. I'm going to try the light purple over here and see what it does. And I'm just adding more of these little C shapes. I like it. Yep. I think I'm liking this whole idea of lots of color. You know, and I am a color person. I love color. My eyes cry for color. I'm not big on neutrals. I mean, neutrals have their place when you're trying to make your colors really sing, to start out with some neutral background. Yeah, I'm not saying you'll never see a neutral on my channel, no. But I love color. I really do. Maybe your color palette at times can be lots of color, you know, rainbow, whatever. I may go ahead and put some of this lighter purple on those other ones on the other side too. Okay. Let's put some over here. I'm liking it. And you know, this is just fun. I like having fun. So I am jazzed up about the whole community thing. And if you see my thing, leave me some indication that you saw it so I know. That would help build my confidence a little bit. I think this one needs a little more. Okay. I'm going to turn this around. I like these better than these. And I think it's because those are on the light and these are on the dark. Maybe I need to add, let's give this a try. I'm going rogue, folks. I'm going rogue. All right. This is that blue, and I'm adding more white. What do you say? Now I've got purple on this brush. I haven't forgot that. But if it's not completely out of the brush, I'm not going to worry about it. Let's get dry off the ferrule. And let's make this even lighter. If you want to show off light, you have to have dark. Well, we've got dark. Let's put some of this light in and see what happens. See if I like it even better. Yep, I'm liking this. Oh my goodness, where was I? Oh, right here. I almost forgot where I was on my palette. There's still dark in it, so I'm not obliterating the background, and I don't want to. A little more. Okay. Ooh. There we go. Not sure what I did there. All right. Good. I think we need some more leaves. And also the pink needs more. Okay, so with that pink, I'm going to grab, I already have some. This is that dioxazine purple. What is it called? Yeah. I've got this square brush. I'm going straight in, and I want to make marks like that in the middle. Yep. Kind of dotty. Kind of bouncy. I think this one needs to be bigger. Go big or go home. Do you have supper on the stove already? Or maybe you've got some leftovers in the fridge. I did a little bit of baking. I am not big on baking. It's just me, you know. And if I'm going to have a sweet treat, I like ice cream. But I like baked goods, don't get me wrong. So I did some baking for my son and daughter-in-law, but we didn't have dinner together because they're sick. So, but I made brownies. So they'll keep. I'm taking dinner over there tomorrow. I think they'll be recovered by then enough. And since I'm doing that, I had to buy eggs. And where I was shopping, they didn't even have the option where you could get like 6 eggs, you know. You had to get 12. So I've got 11 eggs. So I thought, well, I've got some green pepper, I've got some onion, I've got some cheese. So I think I'm just going to make myself an omelet for supper. Got this little brush, pounding it out a little bit. Can we all see? Now I'm going to put some yellow. Yep. I like that. What do you think? This one needs more? Yep. This one needs more? That looks good to me. What do you think? Good? Okay. All right, now we've got a lot of colors going. Look at that. I'm really happy with that. Now I've got this yellow out here. I have another green, but I'm really tempted to use what I've got. So I'm going to mix this phthalo green, and it's got white, with this yellow. And I think it's going to give me a whole nother kind of green. It does. I like it. It almost looks like the tube. And I want to make some leaves around here. But I think I just want to kind of stomp them. Let me try like on here. If I just, well, I'm going to move this. If I just do like this. Whoa, that's fine. Let's get some on there. All right. You ready? Yep. I really like that. Stomp some over here. I'm liking this colorful painting. Oh, a whole bunch of sun just came out. I don't know if you can see it with the other lights that I have on, but it's been gloomy and rainy, and all of a sudden we just got a big old blast of sun. What do you think? Are you liking them? Yep. Good, good, good. Yes. All right. I'm happy with this. Now, I want to give these guys some stems. And I'm really trying to get all this phthalo green, phthalo blue out of the brushes. All right, let's see. This brush seems to make a pretty thin point because I really don't want these leaves to be, or these stems to be too, in the clean water here. I don't want them to be too fat. Can I make a thin line? Boy, barely. I've got water on the ferrule here. All right. We're going to give it a go, folks. Hang on. Yep. It's getting there. We may need a few more leaves in there. What brush was I using? This one? Go in the thick side. Yeah, I like that better. Okay. I'm going to turn it over again. Now I'm doing the thinner again and see if I can put some stems in over here. Ooh, that's thick. That's thinner. I really don't have any much leaves like way out into the stratosphere like I did over there. Yeah, what do you think? Looking good? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Now, these three big pink flowers, they need more. I think I'm going to grab the Posca. Yep. Here they are. Don't have a lot of room, but I'm grabbing, I've got two whites, and one of them is a lot finer of a tip than the other, and one of them is almost gone. So I'm going to start out with this real fine one, and I can remember it doesn't like to peg. I'm going to start with this one, and I'm just going to start by putting some dots like this. I just think it needs something like that's going to kind of soften it a bit. And sometimes when you just put dots around the edge of something, you'll get kind of a softening effect. What do you think? Good? Bad? Worse? Quit? Keep going? More? What do you think? Now, if you're using something like, this is an acrylic paint pen or an acrylic marker, whatever you want to call it. If it's starting, this one is, if it's starting to look more clear than the color, you're pulling out the binder and just give it a shake. And if that doesn't work, just give it a one-time pump or charge or whatever the way is that you're supposed to do that with this. Okay, I'm going to put one on the inside too, like this. I think this is softening it up nicely. It doesn't look so, I don't know, foreboding. A little more delicate, maybe. Okay, now see if you compare this one to this one. See the difference? All right, now, when we get out here, obviously this white pen's not going to show, but I'm just going to move the white dots in. When I get, like, here's the white, I'm just moving it right in. And I don't think it's going to necessarily show in a way that people are going to say, oh, look, she moved it from the edge to the, I don't think it's going to be that way. I could be wrong. But here I'm going back out to the edge now that I'm on the dark again. I like the way those leaves go on top of the pink flower. Ooh, that was a big one. It's all right. Okay. Oh, on the inside. Well, let me know what you think in the comments, but I don't think this is too much color on one page. And I just went ape with color. In my, you know, compared to what am used to doing. I just, if I liked it, I grabbed it. And I'm glancing over. I guess the only colors I didn't use was a couple of these magentas. Everything else we used. Black. I don't think I used any black. But I don't consider black a color. I don't consider white a color. Let's get this on the inside. Now, Posca white, just like gel pens and things, tends to dry whiter than what you see when you first put it on and it's wet. So if you're doing this for the first time or you haven't used it a lot, don't be discouraged if it seems more transparent than you thought. It will dry more white and more like where you can see it more. Okay. Hey, I am liking it. What do you think? Okay, I'm grabbing, I know you can't see them, but I'm going to grab my darker Posca green. And I'm just going to work on these larger leaves and just give them a little bit more punch. Because I think they're pretty. I just want to see them more. And I might not be adding anything to them, but I think I am. Sometimes you add things and you don't see it as much as if it's gone. Like, you know, maybe it doesn't seem like I've done a lot to this leaf, but compare it to this one. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, I like that better. Well, compared to my last time working in this journal, I am a lot happier with this one. I like it a lot. This is almost one of those examples of one that I like well enough that I might consider replicating it on a canvas. Seriously, I really like it. Okay, I am going to just kind of punch up this green a little bit with some more dots. I'm just going to add some green dots here and there near the stem, kind of atmosphere-y, you know? You're thinking, no, Julie, I have no idea what you're talking about. But I don't know, I just want to add some more around these leaves. I just feel like they, I don't know, they just deserve a little more notice. And see, I like this. Turning it around. I do that so that I'm not dragging my arm through the paint. I'm not trying to make you dizzy. Oh, I like this. I'm just going dotty crazy. Dots are my friends. Okay. Well, I don't even want to put a border on this. I just like it the way it is. I'm grabbing a Sharpie. I like it well enough. Oh, I always sigh. Oh, dear. That one I may have to work on. I threw away an awful lot of these Sharpies to get them going. This is my... This one is brush tip. Come with my words, Julie. Okay. Let me know in the comments what you think. I hope that you like it. I'm liking it great. I'm looking forward to seeing you in another video. Bye.